The sound we love, the sound that reminds us of where we are. When I say where we are, it's not like remind us of that we're in Lagos. It reminds us of what radio station you're listening to. That's the sound. Whenever you hear this, wherever you are in Lagos or wherever you are, you know there's got to be Nigeria info in the mix. And that's what I mean by the sound that reminds us of what we are. Now it's time to bring you our next element. I've been talking about this from the early hours of the show, right up to this point in time. And it's called Power Solutions. Everyone has that story of NEPA or electricity. Everyone has a story to tell as far as access to electricity is concerned. Now, we all know what it takes for you to get the best when it comes to power. There are so many challenges. From NEPA not bringing light, to generator sound won't blow my ear like Techno said it, to all these stories. Sometimes we don't know how much damage this is causing us. But we do know on Power Solutions, and that's why we, for weeks, week in, week out, will bring special guests to talk about what they're doing to solve these problems of power. Using alternative power, using clean energy. I mean, it's always fun to be here. Welcome to Power Solutions. My co-host is by my side. His name is Dr. Wiebe Boer. Good morning, Sai. Good to have you.
Good morning, Collins. Thanks for having me.
It's always great to have you in the studio every Monday.
Yeah.
What does it feel like? I asked everyone what the feel like over the weekend. I mean, what was the feel like for you?
Well, my wife actually just came back.
Oh.
So we're sort of like, we were back in sort of quarantine again. So
Okay.
just out of that.
Okay.
So we didn't go anywhere and do anything really.
I mean, that's for that. It's self-explanatory.
Yeah. But I think everyone in Lagos needs to be quite cautious right now, and I think any invitation you get, take it. Unless it's really important, stay home.
Just stay home, man. Stay home. But Lagosians, do you even hear the stay home part of what we say all the time? People don't stay home at all.
Part of the problem is we don't have power, so there's nothing to do at home.
You stay at home
right?
now, never bring lights.
Yeah, and even the other thing, if you think about why power is so important, even with the COVID vaccine, some of them need to be in a cold shade. They need to be at like negative 90 degrees. So even that, our power again is creating a problem for us to even solve this problem. So it just comes up in every part of life, and we need to get it solved.
So power seems to be like what we need to fix anything at all.
Just about, yeah. Just about. Okay, so we have a special guest this morning. He's all the way from Toronto, Canada. Now, he actually stayed up all night. He was so excited about this. He stayed up all night, kept drinking coffee. He didn't want to go to sleep and then accidentally not wake up. So if he's yawning on the show, if Teke can edit that out, but you can see he's full of energy. So we have Benga Olubanjo is our guest today. He's the CEO of Reeddi Technologies, which is an exciting new sort of mobile power technology.
All right.
So Benga, good morning. Good, very, very early morning to you. And please just introduce yourself. Give us a little bit of your background and how you ended up in the power space.
Thanks for having me here, Dr. Weber, and good morning, Collins. My name is Olugbenga Olubanjo, like Dr. Weber introduced. You can call me Olu for short, or Benga, whichever works. I'm the CEO of Reeddi, and a bit of introduction about myself. I finished from University of Toronto. I finished my graduate degree from University of Toronto. I studied engineering. I focused specifically on sustainable infrastructures, which is building sustainable systems that scale. But my undergrad background is in UI. I finished also in engineering from the University of Ibadan. So I'm very core Nigerian. I'm just like very, very excited about like building stuff in Nigeria. So professionally, I've been an engineer all through my life. At the same time, I do a lot of business because my dad is a businessman. So always like kind of having that parental business guidance and having this cool kind of engineering stuff. So I combined both together actually to start Reeddi.
That's very interesting, man. A lot to look at that. Now, you founded Reeddi Technologies in 2018. Now, tell us about how it started and the idea behind setting up the company. Would you?
Yeah, so Reeddi started actually when I left Nigeria for Toronto in 2017 to start my degree. I specifically we started in 2018, but the idea started in 2017, and that was when I anytime I had to put the call through my mom. It's always probably we're just talking about something and the power just shuts off, and it was a very constant challenge. I had to like push myself to like I have to come to the reality of somebody has to solve this. And I asked a couple of my friends who are also like facing a similar challenge, why are they not adopting existing solutions? So we have a lot of solutions existing. I'm very sure some of which have been discussed on this program also before. Like we have solar home system, we have microgrids. But the challenge was that I still observe that there's a lot of gap that needs to be filled, and some people have challenged with some of these solutions, and that was why I kind of delve into like looking for something that could actually be probably more affordable, at the same time could give people a sustainable access to power. So what I observed was that I had to interview over 200 people just to understand why exactly are they not adopting the existing solutions. So what we observed was that some of the existing solutions have some challenges, which is normal to all innovations, right? So you solve some parts, you leave some parts off. Like solar home systems are not mobile for some people. It's like when you have to be not quite rich, but you have to have a solar home system in your house. You have to have another solar home system in your store, and you probably have another one in your office for you to sustainably access electricity for when you have solar home system. And also the same thing with microgrids. If you are in a community where there's microgrid, if you move to a community where there's no microgrid, then you are kind of stuck. So I was looking at a solution that could actually leverage on both the challenges from both sides of some of the distributed solutions, and that was how we came up with Reeddi. I actually came up with Reeddi when I was in my washroom, when I was in my bathroom. I was taking my bath, and I was like, why not build a system that is as simple as just my liquid soap? The way I pour my liquid soap in my hand, I just like use it. I was like, oh, this could actually work. Then I gathered a couple of smart engineers, actually some of my very smart friends, and we had a discussion. We're thinking about it. We're looking at like what technology should we adopt. How do we make these batteries very small? How do we optimize which technology is available? What do we build ourselves? So I mean, we did that for a couple of months, and at the end of 2018, we did a very, very rough mock-up prototype. Luckily, we also get some support from the University of Toronto. We use all the 3D printing and all the stuff. And in 2019, we finalized our working prototype, and we filed a provisional patent to just cover that, because we observed that in the process of just doing all those scratch around, we actually discovered something pretty new, and that was why we had just put a provisional patent to cover that. So it was a very, very interesting. It was more like an accidental innovation in the process of like trying to look for a problem. I mean, trying to just bridge the gap between the efficiencies of existing innovation. So those innovations exist, but we're just like, how do we actually make this more accessible? So I think what Reeddi Capsule solve is we commoditize energy. We make energy as simple as buying biscuits. Like just pay for it when you want to use it and just return it. And that was why we innovated both on the technology side and on the business model side. After getting the technology, we have to sit down also on the business model. Like if we have to build this technology, we know the challenges in Africa where not everybody have like the disposable cash for people is actually very low. So we have to like develop a solution that is very affordable. But for us to make that affordability, we have to like look into business model. So, and that's why we actually adopted the hardware as a service model, which allows people to just run the capsule instead of owning it. So that allows them to have access to the capsule, but without like spending a lot of money owning and buying it up front. And also bringing those innovations together is what actually made up the Reeddi Capsule. And ever since then, we've been excited about a lot of support we are getting again. We got a lot of support from all on. We are getting a lot of support from a lot of other people, and it's just been an exciting ride.
Yeah, so I like your line about making power as accessible as buying biscuits.
I'm telling you, that's a catch line.
So, Benga, Reeddi Technologies has been recognized by MIT, Stanford, Cisco, IEEE, World Energy Council, Jay's Bank, all on and on and on for its innovations. Woo. So what is so unique about Reeddi? And what have all these recognitions done for the company? Has it just distracted you, or has it helped you focus to get even better?
Yeah, I think the recognition are actually giving us the credibility we need. It's always a thumb in the back for our team. So everybody's kind of excited about the fact that we are more energized to do more, and we are more. It's just like a credibility to like thumbs up, you are doing something good. And I think we got this recognition obviously because of the kind of innovation we are bringing. Again, like I said, we innovated both on the technology end and on the business model end, and that's actually what makes our system very unique. Combining both sides, most people just focus on one side. We have to like sit down on both technology and business model, and those combination is what makes our system very unique. And that's why I think we got those awards, and those awards brought significant credibility, significant introductions, significant connection, and significant leverage like the technology we built.
Very
As well
interesting.
as funding too.
Now, it is evident that the energy specifically possesses a huge challenge in the African continent. In your view, right, how far have you gone in solving the problem and closing the energy access gap in Nigeria?
Oh, I mean, I was actually, I remember I was reading an article by Dr. Webb a while ago about like the biggest challenge, like it's over 200 billion that is needed to solve the Nigerian electricity challenge alone. So I could tell you that it's a there's a huge gap. I mean, I can say very huge. Currently we have over 100 million people without 100 million people combined without access to electricity. I mean, without access to electricity and also struggling with like energy poverty. So I'm saying I'm combining them together. We have 70 million without access to electricity at all in Nigeria, and we have another huge population that are connected to the grid but struggle with reliable electricity. So there's a big challenge. There's an infrastructure. We have our infrastructure, our present electricity infrastructure is actually decaying. So we have a lot of challenge, and that's why I think all these new solutions are actually going to be very, very interesting when it comes to like helping the country cater for meet its electricity challenge. But we still have a long way to go, and there needs to be a lot of investment in that space.
Right, but we need to start somewhere, right? And that's what you guys are doing. So
Yeah.
So the topic today is mobile technology to address Nigeria's electricity problem. So by mobile, in this case, we don't mean like cell phones.
Yeah.
We mean literally moving power
Moving.
from one place
That's
to
right.
another very easily.
Yeah.
So how does Reeddi make power mobile just like biscuits, let's say? How have you done that? How are you doing that?
Or
Yeah,
toothpaste.
so we did that with our Reeddi innovation. So
Okay,
it's,
so you have
so
it. So those on air, you won't be able to see. Obviously, can't see this, but what he's doing is he's showing the actual box that they've made, so any
Right.
viewer on
What's-
video can see it. But so talk to it as if some of your listeners can't see what you're doing. So describe it quite well. Imagine you're doing this for blind people. Okay.
Perfect. So it's a very, very simple capsule. Like you can see. It's a very simple capsule. Like it's very mobile, something that can fit into your bag. So it's designed such a way that it fits into your bag. It has enough energy that can run your device all through the day, and it's designed such that it powers both AC and DC power. So the beauty is that a lot of people always like to compare with a power bank, but it's not a power bank because it does both AC and DC power. But it also have like it's very, very mobile. As you can see, you can and the beauty of it is also the way you access this capsule. So you just access it by paying the rental fee to like access the capsule. I mean, we have some people we've seen people like exploring, like we've seen some Nigerians that are buying from us, but like we also have most of the people it's specifically designed actually for rental. So we have people that just rent from our ambassadors and return back to those ambassadors. So we are leveraging on the existing supply chain, which is existing traders, storekeepers in the local community to actually distribute the system. And we also have a software which we build around the system, which allows us to do our KYC due diligence, just to like collect information of customers before you can rent. The rental market is a very risky space because you have to know who and who you are renting to. The beauty of also the system is also that we have like some installed security system in the system, allows us to like monitor where the system is at every point in time. So that kind of caters for a lot of challenges that might have to do with theft and all those other complexity that has to do with rental.
All right.
And again, like I said.
But how is it powered though? How is it
I
powered?
wanted to know how it works and how it's powered and
So it's
and
basically
what does it power?
So it can power both it can power like a TV, it can power a laptop, it can power a small refrigerator.
Okay.
It can power
that
Whoa.
that can
This
power
Box, show me the box very well, please. Put it in the camera. Let's see.
that can power a fridge, a small refrigerator.
Wow.
Okay.
It can power a small refrigerator, yes.
Okay.
So it's has both AC and DC power. Like you can see, I put this on here, and you see those 2 pointers show that it has the AC is on, the DC is on. So these are like USB for DCs. This is the AC power. So probably want to plug my phone. I can just plug this into DC Connect, and I have my phone. I'm running my phone. I kind of just power my phone, and my phone keeps charging. So it's basically it's a very, very simple plug and play solution. I've also designed it to be that simple because we don't want the complexity for anybody. So it's just like just put it on, switch it in, and we are good to go. I mean, with just those simplicity because
But how do you get power on the box? How does the box get powered?
Oh, so the box can be powered. So right now we have like energy banks in our specific energy station. So the box is powered at the energy station. For our consumers that buy, we give them like accessories to power the box. So it can also be powered either through the grid or directly to solar panels. So we have those two options to power the box.
Wow.
Okay.
Interesting, guys. We are looking at mobile power to address Nigeria's electricity challenge. We do have a very good friend and guest on the show today. I keep saying very good friend, like that's a lie, you know. Like yeah, but his name is our good friend who might be
Collins, everyone is
his name is
everyone is your friend, so everyone is your good friend.
That's
so
right.
fine.
His name is Olugbenga Olubanjo, the man who studied in UI and also in Toronto, and of course he's got this amazing product by the company called Reeddi Technologies. And of course, he's the CEO of that company. We just saw you called it a capsule, right? That's what you called it. What's that product called? And you've demonstrated how it works, really. But how can someone have access to this particular stuff? Because it's looking like something. This is the power solutions right there. That's the power solution.
Yeah. Mass market. Yeah.
So how can my listener right now get it? And yes. Could you tell us how can they have access to it?
So right now, interestingly, we have limited units, limited amount in Nigeria, but you can get So we have a contact on our website. If you reach out to us through our website www.reeddi.com, we can always get through to you in Nigeria.
Okay.
Interestingly, again, that's why we're excited about the funds that we just go with the all on, because we are going to be bringing in over 500 units of the system to Nigeria before the end of Q1. So yeah, we are wrapping up on like production on that, and we're just excited about that recent capital inflow.
Great.
Okay, well, I guess talk a little bit more about that capital inflow, because we've talked about it on the program, but what was the program? How did you win? How much was it? And what exactly will you use it for?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so yeah, so we got $100,000 capital.
That's Canadian dollars,
what
Zimbabwean dollars,
is it Zimbabwean dollars?
USD. Okay.
So it's a mix of both a grant and a convertible debt. And again, it's basically going to go into like production of 500 units of the capsule, and we're also going to be using it to like scale up our software. So again, we have a digital infrastructure part of the system. We also have the hardware side. So both the money is going to be going into that production, and our goal is to actually leverage on it to test out a couple of models that we're testing out, and obviously, and in the future, probably before the end of the year, raise an additional capital to actually scale what we are building. To scale it across Lagos and probably across the whole of Nigeria. So the investment for us now is basically just going to be to scale up what we have currently when it comes to inventory, and also like optimize our existing software infrastructure.
Oh, lovely. In case you don't know, listener, Reeddi Technologies, whose CEO we're talking to, was announced as one of the recent finalists of the 2020 USADF and all Nigeria off-grid energy challenge. Now, he just talked about the $100,000. That's exactly what he got as a result of this. But I'd like to know, for someone who's listening to, how did you get to hear about this? How did your company get to hear about the challenge? And how would you describe the application process? And let's say someone wants to apply this for the next one. What would you tell them?
Okay.
So it's a 3-in-1. Or how did he hear about it? Describe the process, and also what would you tell someone who also would need some of that to improve their work? Mm-hmm.
So for us, we got to know about the challenge through one of our mentors. One of our mentors actually just sent me the link and told me, "Olu, you have to apply. Try to apply for this. I advise you apply for this." And we just sit down on it and quickly like crunch it and get it done. So but beautifully also, there's all on that we always been like publicizing this online, like everywhere on the website now it's there, and we have to like refer back to the website to actually learn more information about like what is needed, what do we need to submit, and the timeline. The timeline is always like pretty short. It's always like within 2 months or like 1 month or 2 months. So it's currently out now. So it's always like just hit the table and run if you want to apply for it. For how that's about how we got to know about the application. For how we went on applying, I spent a weekend trying to just bring out the application, the draft, what we've been doing so far already, just writing out our innovation clearly and like stating every single uniqueness about our innovation. Obviously, you know that this kind of competition is going to be quite competitive. So obviously, you have to put out the best, like your best point forward. take your time to review the application, make sure you submit very, very clear answers to some of the question, the proposal question, because there's always a lot of questions. Just make it as clear as possible. That's what we try to do. And when it comes to the innovation, try to be as clear as possible as regard what makes your product innovative, because that's also very important. Like you need to showcase what makes it very innovative, because this is going to be analyzed by a lot of very smart people. They are going to probably they reach out to us. There's a lot of questioning, a lot of like due diligence, a lot of like talking about what we're doing, and you just have to show all those stuff, show the traction you've got, show the customers, the products. I mean, just write all those stuff, answer the question clearly, and you'll be good to go. There's also a need to get references and all those things. Get references, get all your company documentation ready. So just like sludge it in at the same time. So I mean, it's very, very straightforward, and most of the information are actually well detailed on website. I just advise anybody trying to apply should go ahead and apply. But I would say just make sure you are putting out the best innovation forward with your company. If your company have like 2 or 3 products, I would advise you just take one single product, the best of the best of your product, and just push it forward. Make it as clear as possible. No storytelling. Just be clear as possible, because it's just a lot of applications. So clarity really makes you stand out.
Wow,
clarity.
I think that's a really good point, because there's a lot of people. You may have a business that you think is really in your mind. It's so obvious. But then someone who doesn't know it, like you're reading 150 applications, and then you see it and you're like, I don't get it, so I throw it out.
That's right.
So I think what Benga said, even
clarity.
the great innovation they had, they still had to describe it in a way
clearly
that the reader could understand. So you have to be very clear. So Benga, that was great, and I think we're gonna have to use that as the advice that we give to those applying this year.
Yeah, if anyone's applying for the 2021, you just go watch this video, because it will be on Nigeria Info FM on that's Nigeria Info 99.3 on YouTube, on Facebook. You can listen back and listen to someone, learn from those who have been there, done it, and I think the 2021 it's on now.
It's open,
and I think
look, what happens is actually it's funny, because every year it's been like this. It's open now, and then it closes end of February, the last day of February, and we find like 2 weeks before there's like 5 applications, then 10, and then like 150, 200 applications come on the last 2 days. and I think as he's saying, like you have to send in company information, documentation. It's not stuff that you could just do in a day.
Yeah.
And so I guess to listeners, don't procrastinate on this one, because it can be the difference between making it very clear, having everything together, and winning it. And if you just procrastinate, you might not get the chance to win it, even if you have a compelling business. So I think there's a month to go, more than a month, but don't sit on it for the next 5 weeks and then try and do it in 2 hours.
That's right.
So,
All right, great. So I mean, lovely. I mean, this is very inspiring. I mean, every day I get to listen to everyone. I get inspired, and I'm happy that someone is doing something great. Our time is really fast spent, and I cannot wait to find out what Reeddi's got for us in the coming months or in the year 2021. What is the plan? Are we going to have more boxes? Maybe have one that would probably just
there's actually gonna be more boxes. Actually, we spend a lot. So as a company, we are also very heavy at research. So like we have a lab in Toronto here. We are gonna be having another lab probably in Nigeria before the end of Q1. We are working on version 2 of our system, so we are going to be seeing that version 2 probably out in Nigeria before the end of the year. We also plan to raise some funds and have more of these boxes out in the system. So again, the all-on fund is going to actually be helping us a lot hit a lot of milestones this year, and our goal is also to before the end of the year, hopefully raise additional capital to scale up the model. So we believe it's going to be an interesting year for us.
But I like what he said about an R&D lab in Nigeria as well, because that's something that we're lacking. All the research is done somewhere, and then the product is brought here. So Olubenga, make sure I'm going to hold you to that. I want to visit that lab. By the end of the let's say half year, by the middle of the year, I want to visit that lab and see what you guys are doing. So,
I trust he will do it.
Yeah.
It sounds like someone who knows what it's doing.
And I'm not coming to Toronto. It's too cold in Toronto, so I want to see it here in Lagos, in Nigeria.
We are actually bringing it down. We are already talking to some people, and we are already making local recruits. So
Okay. All right, good.
Good. Great. I mean, that's the show, man. It was nice talking to you.
I'm inspired. I love it. I'm inspired. Yep. I'm inspired. I love this.
Yes, I am. I'm inspired too. So Olugbenga Olubanjo, CEO of Reeddi, just spoke to us on Power Solutions this wonderful morning, and it feels like we shouldn't end the show, but hey, we're done with it.
Yeah, so what I'm hoping for is maybe in a year we're gonna run like the whole studio on his power boxes. So we'll talk to Femi
Yes.
about that. We'll talk to Femi.
Yeah, that's very possible.
I'm sure they'll love that.
We'll explore the possibilities. Yeah, yeah, we'll love to have that.
All right.
Yeah.
Are you sure? You look around, man. Look at the gadgets. Just kidding, man.
We're just gonna have more boxes. That's your folks. Our boxes are combinable, so we just have more. That's it.
Yeah, I love that. All right. Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you.
So you can go to bed now.
Bye.
You can go to bed now.
Let's go out
All
early.
right. Okay. Thanks for coming on.
All right.
Thank you so much.
It's 2 minutes to the top of the hour, and we have to leave now. Wiebe, it's always interesting having you in the studio on this show, and I learn a lot every week. So
Well,
next week we hear again.
Well, I'm also learning a lot from you though, because you're the radio pro. So, you know.
Oh, we all learners, man, aren't we?
Yeah, man. All right. Okay.
I think I'm the bigger learner.
Well, I'm also learning. I mean, all of these things are, some of these technologies, I am only learning about them in detail when I'm on the calls. So thank you very much. That's it for this week, and we look forward to being back next week with another innovator.
That's right.
So, all right.
All right, the news is coming up at 12, and after that, I'll be here. But there'll be the sunny side with Joyce for your listening tonight. God bless you. God bless Nigeria. My name is Collins. Teke. Stay tuned for more quality programming.